Please continue to stand for the singing of the national anthem, which is sung by our first-year student rep, Riley Morgan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
That was absolutely amazing, Riley. Please be seated. Welcome, class of 2029. Welcome, family, friends, distinguished guests, faculty, and staff to the 2025 West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine White Coat Ceremony. It is my proud honor to introduce the president of WVSOM, Dr. James Nimitz.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Griffith. Wasn't Riley fantastic? Let's give her another big round of applause. It is so awesome to have a member of the first-year class to sing our national anthem. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's so great to see everybody here. It's so great to have all of our distinguished guests, students, faculty, staff, alumni, family members, and friends. And welcome to those family and friends who are in our the room over in the Alumni Center. Hello to all of you over there, our overflow room, and to all the family and friends who couldn't be with us in person and are watching this event live streamed. It's great to have everybody here. Welcome to the 2025 White Coat Ceremony on our beautiful campus here in Lewisburg, West Virginia. You know, this afternoon we gather to welcome the newest members of our school, the DO students of the class of 2029. And we are so very proud of our first-year students, as I know you are too. To the students, gosh, it's great to see you. You are looking so good. As I tell people all the time, this is a special moment. Soak up this moment. You know, stop thinking about your classwork. Enjoy this moment. This is for you. You earned this, and we're so very proud of you. At this time, I would like to take a moment at this time to recognize those on the platform with me. And I would ask that as I call your name to please stand when I call your name. And I ask the audience to please hold your applause until I have finished introducing everyone. There's a lot of people up here. So first off, Dr. Frederick Morgan, DO, Chair of the Board of Governors of WVSOM and a member of the class of 1991. Our keynote speaker, Tom Takubo, DO, WVSOM class of 1999. Members of the WVSOM administration, Linda Boyd, DO, WVSOM's Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean and Chief Academic Officer. Dreama Hill, PhD, WVSOM's Vice President for Community Engagement and Chief Operating Officer. Michelle Linsenmeyer, EDD, WVSOM's Assistant Vice President of Institutional Effectiveness. And then I think next in line is Dr. Peterson, Michael Peterson, DO, Regional Assistant Dean, South Central Statewide Campus, class of 2008. We also have Dr. Brian Griffith, PhD, WVSOM Faculty Chair and Professor. We also have representatives from the Student Governments Association leadership. Bryn Hallbaker, OMS2, President of the WVSOM Student Government Association, and Andreas Jordan, OMS2, Vice President of the WVSOM Student Government Association, and they will be calling out the names today. Important job. And then joining these individuals, and I won't name them individually on the stage, are some of WVSOM's associate and assistant deans, as well as some of our department chairs and vice chairs. Let's give these people a big round of applause. I also want to acknowledge a number of guests in the audience with us today. The newest appointed member of the WVSOM Board of Governors, Mr. Dwayne Duncan. Dwayne, can you, there we are. Woo! And his husband, Dr. Andy Tanner, who is WVSOM class of 1999. We got a lot of 1999 going on. And also with us are Dr. Courtney Eleazar, faculty representative to the Board of Governors, Mr. Scott Maxwell, staff representative to the Board of Governors, and I am thrilled that the mayor of Lewisburg, Mayor White, is here with us today, and her city manager, Misty Hill. And before I really mess up, my better half, Nancy Bullen-Nemitz. Let's give them a big round of applause. I certainly want to recognize and thank the faculty, the alumni that are here, and the administration for their participation today and assistance in coding our students for today's ceremony. You know, I would be remiss, there's a lot of thank yous. There are a lot of people to thank. This event, we spend months preparing for this event. And so I would be remiss not to recognize several very important groups of people without whom, this afternoon ceremony just would not happen. Their work and preparation, they put forward, do countless tasks, spend an amazing amount of time to make this afternoon celebration a success. So everyone, please join me at the end in thanking our maintenance and housekeeping staff, the audiovisual productions team, the marketing and communications and IT departments, the president's and dean's office staff, the staff of the preclinical education office, the staff of the student affairs office, the WVSOM Alumni Association and Foundation, the SGA and class of 2028 president, and all of the volunteer staff members from other offices who made this afternoon celebration possible. It's a little trite, but it truly does take a village. Thank you. And finally, I want to acknowledge and thank the WVSOM Alumni Association for providing your white coats, and the WVSOM Foundation for the embroidery that personalizes your coats. Let's give them a big hand. Members of the class of 2029, our white coat ceremony not only welcomes you to the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine, but also welcomes you into the community of osteopathic physicians. We are gathered here today because of the dedicated, hard work of countless numbers of people who came before us. We are standing on the shoulders of giants. Our founders, Drs. Apgar, Bales, Newell, and Wallington, and our first president, Dr. Roland Sharp, and many, many others that were part of the West Virginia Society of Osteopathic Medicine. The founders recognized a need for physicians to serve rural West Virginia, and 50 years later, we have populated many of the small towns, hills, and valleys of this incredible state with highly competent, caring, dedicated physicians who serve their communities. But we've grown much bigger than that. We are serving communities throughout Appalachia. And in fact, we have graduates in every single state in the United States, and we have graduates who are practicing in every specialty and subspecialty. We are an incredible resource, not only for the state, but also for the country. We have a growing research and a sponsored program enterprise, and we are making a difference in our communities through our community engagement initiatives. You, the members of the class of 2029, now enter into this rich tradition and will become a part of WVSOM's legacy. Your white coat symbolizes the beginning of your 4-year journey into the osteopathic medical profession. What I would say to you, and you've heard it from a lot of us, work hard. Work as hard as you can, but also remember to take care of yourself, to take care of your mind, body, and spirit. We're here to help you with that. And please reach out to us when you need to. Have a vision for yourself. See the end point. Begin with the end in mind. While what you become may change as you go down this path, still visualize what your goals are. See yourself as the osteopathic physician you will become. And congratulations. Now I just want to acknowledge just people that are so important to you. And I would ask the deans and the faculty to please stand. Class of 2029, these are the individuals who will work tirelessly to help you earn your white coat. Please join me in thanking them for all their hard work. And just as important to you is your support team of family members and friends, many of whom are here, but all of those, that whole network that gives you support. Let's give them a big round of applause as well. And now I would like to introduce our first speaker. It's my honor and privilege to welcome the chair of the WVSOM Board of Governors, Dr. Frederick Morgan, for his welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Nimitz. On behalf of the Board of Governors, a warm welcome to everyone here today on a day that many of us consider to be our favorite day of the year, the day that you, the class of 2029, receive your white coats. I've learned over the past few decades that special days are best when you share them with special people in your lives. And from here, it looks like there's a lot of special people. So I'd like for the entire class of 2029 to stand and applaud those around you who've helped make this day possible for you. Just a few years ago, when I was doing my internship on the general surgery service, I had the misfortune of waking up late, scrambling to get to the hospital and catch the tail end of the entourage that surrounded the chief of surgery just in time for him to spin around and take a look at me. And young doctor, he said, "Where is your white coat?" I said, "Chief, I woke up, late. I had to hustle to get here, and I'm really sorry, but I don't have it." And he looked at me and said, "No problem. Honestly, it's not a big deal." So lesson number 1 today is when your attending or trainer says no problem, it's a big problem, major problem. We're looking forward to tomorrow morning when you give us a lecture on the history of the white coat, he said. I said, fine. So I started to head home thinking about how I would let my wife Pam know that my medical career has ended in short fashion. And I discovered that, in the early days of medicine, physicians and care providers wore dark clothing. It was, mainly some people theorized that it was to keep fluids and grime from the practice of showing on their clothing. Some thought it mimicked the clergy, in that medicine in those days mainly dealt with death. But as sterile techniques and asepsis began to carve its way through England, the attire got lighter and lighter until, the white coat was born. And today, as it was then, it quickly became a symbol of hope and healing. In 1993, Dr. Arnold Gold at Columbia University introduced the white coat ceremony for medical students. And it's become a tradition worldwide. And that'll be a bonus question on the next biochemistry test. Yeah. As you receive your white coats today, always remember that it's more than just a garment. Remember that it represents how your community sees you in integrity, trust, and a symbol of your commitment of a life caring for others, which is a privilege that's been granted so few. You've spent most of your lives working relentlessly to get here today. Dedication, drive, desire have led to many moments of stress, concern, and strife. Will I be accepted to the school of my choice? Will I have a high enough science GPA to get into medical school? What will my MedCat score be? Recently, over the past few weeks, I know that you've wondered, will I make it through med school? Well, today I would suggest we take a different course. Sit back, relax, and take in the special moment we have today. You are the best of the best. You have made it here today. And today you'll put on your first white coat and officially join the family of physicians that have come before you. Wear it with pride, wear it with humility, take credit for what you've accomplished, and be determined to always treat each patient as an individual, to never stop learning, and maintain the level of trust that the white coat represents to your future patients. From the Board of Governors, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Morgan. And now I would ask the Vice President of the WVSOM Alumni Association, Dr. Ryan Newell, DO, class of 1999. We have a lot of 1999 going on today. to come to the podium. I want to comment, Dr. Newell is the grandson of one of our founders, and his dad is a DO, and his wife is a DO, and his wife's dad is a DO, and they are a beautiful family.
I had no choice. Good afternoon, everybody. This is a good-looking group of people. You guys get younger and younger every year. My name is Ryan Newell. I'm the Vice President of the Alumni Association, and I'm excited to be one of the first to welcome you to be part of your white coat ceremony, which represents your journey. My journey started about 30 years ago. I'm part of the class of 1999, arguably the very best class that ever darkened the halls of West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine. Now, if you don't believe me, you can ask our keynote speaker, Dr. Tom Takubo, my former study partner, an alumni in the class of 1999. From my perspective, our school is all about family. Now, med school's hard, it's challenging. There'll be struggles, but you have support around you. You have your faculty, your staff, your fellow students, and you have the Alumni Association. You'll see different events through the years that we put on to support you. And our support doesn't stop after you graduate. We continue, and we want you to join our group once you graduate. So, from the Alumni Association, welcome to our family and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Dr. Newell. So now I would like to welcome to the podium WVSOM's Dean, Dr. Linda Boyd, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean, and our Chief Academic Officer. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. The white coat ceremony is one of my favorite days of the year. I think you've heard that from a few people. You walked into this ceremony as a medical student, but when you don the white coat, you become a professional. The white coat is also symbolic of caring and trust. Caring is what you give to your patients by giving your time, your compassion, your empathy, and by staying current in your field. Trust you must earn every day by being ethical, present, responsible, and honest. You were chosen for these attributes, and that's why you're sitting here today. As a professional, WVSOM holds high expectations for you, as does society. I know you won't let us down. I've considered being an osteopathic physician an honor and a privilege throughout my career, and I hope you do too. Getting your white coat is the beginning, but getting to the end goal is hard. Our students have already had a little taste of that for the last 3 exams, right? Since starting at WVSOM and working with the faculty together, we've committed to create a kinder and gentler medical school experience. In the Finding Health curriculum that your students are in, you'll all work hard, but you'll have enough breaks to hopefully maintain your spirit, your humanity, and to avoid burnout. Parents, friends, family members who are here or remote, you play an important part in the success of your student in medical school. When you can, fill their freezers with good, healthy food. Give them space when they tell you they can't spend a lot of time on the phone or make a trip home. Please don't get mad about that, because it really does take a lot of their time to be successful in medical school. Help your student by sending them words of encouragement and support. And most of all, just listen. You might not understand what they're talking about, but it helps more than you know. Students, stay true to your heart and your core reasons for wanting to be a physician. It's easy and natural to get focused on your next test, your next lab, your next hurdle. But try to take time at least once a week to reflect on why you're on this journey. The why will get you through the hard times. It's hard to believe it now, but I guarantee that these next 4 years will go quickly, and before you know it, you will be gathered here in 2029 to receive your degree and begin your careers as osteopathic physicians.
Thank you, Dr. Boyd. So now it is my honor and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Tom Takubo, DO, class of 1999. I first met Tom 30 years ago as a first-year medical student. For those of you in the audience who don't know me, I've been here 40 years. It's been a great place. I tell people all the time, it's been the best place I've ever worked at, and I've worked at other med schools, and it's in the best place I've ever lived. I love it here. But I met Tom 30 years ago as a first-year medical student at WVSOM. He was an amazing student. He is one of the brightest students I've ever taught in my career. I put him in the top 3. He just was amazing as a student. But one of my favorite memories of Tom, and this gives you just some insight to this man, occurred at our annual anatomy party. So back then we had an anatomy course. I ran the course, and it had the largest number of curricular hours in it. And at the end of the course, we threw a party for the students, usually at our homes. And so this particular year, the party was at my house. And so at this party, I will never forget Tom's performance. Now, I don't know what you're thinking, but at the party, he created and delivered a limerick for every single student in his class. Thankfully, there were only like 65. And for all the anatomists and faculty. It was an incredible performance, and I will tell you, it just gave insight to his brilliant mind that he would think about it, he spent time creating a limerick for every single member of his class. And they were incredible. I so wish I wish I had a copy of the limericks now so I could read some of them. They were amazing. Tom is a West Virginian. He grew up in Chapmanville, West Virginia. He attended Marshall University, go Herd, and then went on to attend medical school at WVSOM, receiving his Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree in 1999. After medical school, Dr. Takubo completed an internal medicine residency at West Virginia University, the Charleston campus, followed by a pulmonary critical care sleep fellowship at East Tennessee State University. And then he came back home. And he founded his own pulmonary medicine practice in Charleston, West Virginia, and has grown that practice to it being a premier practice in West Virginia. In my opinion, and I'm biased, he is one of the best pulmonologists, critical care docs in the country. In addition to his medical practice, he currently serves on the executive leadership team of WVU Medicine, serving as Executive Vice President for Provider Relations. As if practicing medicine wasn't enough, Dr. Takubo was called to serve our state and was elected to the West Virginia Senate in 2014 and is still serving. Physicians are leaders in our communities. And Dr. Takubo has taken that to heart and is an inspiration to many. We need physicians in our legislatures. In his legislative role, he's a champion for health and economic development and has held numerous leadership positions, including Senate Majority Leader. I could go on and on about my good friend and colleague, and there's lots more in your program. But I want you to hear from him. And so without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Tom Takubo as our white coat speaker.
So, thank you, Dr. Nimitz, and that's a little bit ironic because my classmate, Dr. Knoll, just reminded me when I was at graduation, we all come up and we get our hoods. And the doctor that was hooding me got very nervous, and he put it on backwards. So the underside was gold, and all the other graduates was green. And then he didn't know how to fix it, so he said, just go, 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 go. So I walked off the stage with this big gold hood. It worked out great because everybody thought I was the valedictorian of the class. But as he walked by, you know, you think through the years people forget that stuff, and he just leaned over and said, your hood's on backwards. So, thank you, Dr. Nimitz, for that very wonderful, heartfelt introduction. But I have to say, for $20, it could have been a little longer. That's okay. Class, it is great to be here and great to be part of your white coat ceremony. If you watch that little pre-video prior to you coming here today, you know this is also my first white coat ceremony. So it's a special day for both of us. They started the tradition the year after I graduated in 2000. When Dr. Nimitz asked me to come give a few remarks, initially I thought, well, what do you say at a white coat ceremony? So I thought to myself, well, if I were to jump in a time capsule and go back in time, and I were able to talk to myself when I'm first year medical student self, what 3 pieces of information or advice could I give? So very quickly, I thought, well, I would first take myself a set of winning lottery numbers. Student loans would be taken care of, and I would ride through medical school in style, right? The second thing I would do is I would have brought a picture of me on vacation. And I would have gone and I would have said, you need to take a look at this. You see this guy on the beach? Dude, if you don't start eating better and exercising more, this is what you're going to look like in 2025. So take better care of yourself. And then the third thing is I would say that if someday somebody comes and starts talking to you about getting into politics, just cover your ears and go the opposite direction. Stay out of it, right? So then I realized real quick that that's probably not very pertinent to today's discussion. And so I dug a little deeper. I got thinking about it a little bit more, and I did think of 3 take-home messages that I think would be important for you guys today. The first thing I want you to know is I believe you made an excellent decision coming to WVSOM. You see, when you go to medical school, the whole point of medical school is to build a foundation, the core knowledge, in order to become a physician. That foundation is what's going to let you springboard off into whatever specialty, whatever doctor you're going to be someday. Now, it doesn't matter if you're at Harvard or UCLA or Michigan or Miami or any medical school in between. That core knowledge is the same. Now, granted, there's a lot of it, right? But that information is somewhat finite. That's why we use the same textbooks, the same board review books. The important thing is, what's the environment that you're in to gather and gain that information? You know, I walked the campus last night, and it's amazing. The technology, the infrastructure that you have here is absolutely second to none. You're with a faculty that's really more like family. I mean, they want to see you succeed. And this all sits in the middle of the coolest small town in America, right, in Lewisburg. And Lewisburg has adopted you. They want to see your success. That's a pretty cool thing, right? But what about being a DO? You know, we live in a world that's currently dominated by MDs, right? We're outnumbered 9-1. What I would say to that is the grass is not always greener on the other side. The grass is greenest on the side in which you sow the seeds, you water it, you fertilize it, you nurture it. What I'm about to say, I'm not in an attempt to dislocate my shoulder to pat myself on the back, but I think it's an important message. When I graduated from WVSOM, I attended internal medicine residency at a predominantly allopathic institution at WVU Charleston. I was chosen by the MD faculty as intern and resident of the year. I then joined the faculty of WU. I was the only DO on staff, and after my first year, I was voted by the graduating medical school class at WVU, an MD class, attending of the year. I went on to fellowship, and we had multiple, right? We had cardiology and infectious disease and GI, and 3 consecutive years in a predominantly allopathic MD institution, I was Fellow of the Year. I've now come home, and I'm the Executive Vice President for WVU Medicine, which is an allopathic institution. My point of all this is not to brag or try to convince you that I'm something special, because I in no way feel that I'm a special DO. I think being a DO made me special. That's the difference, and that's the take home. You know, my classmates went on to do cardiothoracic surgery at Emory, plastic surgery, orthopedic surgery, anesthesiology, ER, dermatology, radiology, radiation oncology, and some of the finest primary care doctors in their communities that you'll ever find: pediatricians, family doctors, internists. One of my classmates, Dr. George Sokos, was also in mine and Ryan's study group, is now the chief of cardiology of WVU Medicine. Dr. Andy Tanner, who's in the audience, is the program director of one of the largest family practice programs in the state. Dr. Harkins, one of my classmates, was an orthopedist, worked for the Dallas Cowboys. Go Cowboys. We got one fan. You got one. Two. Yeah, two. Sorry. You know, the President of the United States, private physician, is a DO. The former President of the United States, private physician, is a DO. The Chief Medical Officer of NASA is a DO. My point of all this is that the stars are literally the limit. The only thing that can hold you back is you. The second take-home message that I would like to leave you with: it's so important for you to be an empathetic and compassionate physician. You know, by definition, empathy means that you can put yourself in somebody else's situation, and compassion means you're willing to do something to help them out of it. I want to share a quick story about Gwen. Now, if you're from the Lewisburg area, you know Gwen, you know exactly who that is. She's iconic. She was a little lady that ran a restaurant over in town. She loved her community, she loved her town, and she loved the osteopathic school. When you go over there, I think it's called the Stardust Cafe now, but when you walk in, you look over to the left, there's a little square room. I always thought it was kind of odd looking. That's because that was the ice block room. They would bring big blocks of ice to put in their room to keep the room cool so the food wouldn't spoil. When I say she's been around a long time, she's been around a long time. That was before refrigeration, right? So a student just recently shared this story that I'm going to share with you. Just a couple months ago, he was a non-traditional student. He had a couple young kids. He had started off a career in engineering, but really had a heart for medicine and was coming back here to go to medical school. And he had just finished up dinner, and he went up to pay, and he realized he didn't have enough to cover the bill. He had about $8 on him, and the bill was only, $13. Gwen's always had all this home-cooked food. And so he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have enough here. Just give me 1 second. I need to step out to the car and grab my checkbook." And Gwen immediately, without hesitation, said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I believe I've made a mistake." And the student said, "No, it's okay. I just need to step out and grab my checkbook. I'll be right back." And she said, I'm so sorry. How much did you give me?" And he said, "Well, I have $8, but again, I'll be right back." And she said, "No," and she made some notes on the check, and she said, "I'm so sorry, I have made a mistake. Here's your change," and handed back $5. Patients are going to come to you in their most vulnerable times in their lives, and sometimes you are the only one that really has the power to help them. Being a physician means you're going to be placed on a pedestal whether you like it or not. You're going to be treated and looked upon differently. Your spouse, your kids are going to be looked at differently. You've got two options. You can either use that leverage to look down at people and let them pass by, or you can reach down and pull as many people up as you possibly can and help them. What I would ask you to do is never forget that and practice with empathy and compassion for your entire careers. Last point I'd like to leave you with is that of respect. Everybody should be respectful. Pass the salt, thank you, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a deep human respect that we got to have for each other. When I was a first-year medical student, my mother was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. When I was a third-year student, my father was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. I had classmates that lost loved ones, went through divorces, had lots of personal issues. Med school's tough enough. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of drinking from a fire hose that goes on in medical school, and life's not going to stop for that. So just remember each other and treat each other with respect, and always remember the person. When you're in third and fourth year rotations, you're going to be on medical teams. For those of you that may not be as familiar with medicine, if you've ever been in an academic medical center, you'll see a group of white coats going through. We call it the pecking order, right? So you'll have the attending physician, the senior resident, the intern, the medical students that are going through. It's the job for the attending physician to make sure that that patient gets what they need and goes home. As you go down the line and you get to that third and fourth year medical student, they're doing a lot of observation, a lot of scut work, but you're not as a key role player, but you can be very respectful to the process. So oftentimes you're going to be one of the last ones to go into the door. When you do that, shut the door. Give that patient the most respectful environment for that encounter. They've been laying there in the bed all day just waiting for that 5 or 10 minute interaction with their doctor that's so important. As we get older, we don't hear as well. The TVs oftentimes are louder. Reach up and mute the TV. Turn it down. Again, make that as respectful an environment as you can, and you can contribute at all levels. When the team goes out, make sure you ask the patient. Turn the TV back up. Don't wait to be asked. Ask the patient, you want the door open, closed? You guys are going to have a lot of knowledge. Respect your coworkers, because even Michael Jordan is nothing without his team, right? So the nurses, the phlebotomists, the people you're going to work with. The last thing I want to do is end with just this one last story. And this is really more for the audience, the family members, the friends that are here supporting you guys, because in reality, this is really their day too. You know, these family and friends that are here supporting you, they've loved you, they've nurtured you, they've made silent prayers hoping that you're going to get that message to get into medical school, right? They're some of the first people that you guys called when you got the information that you got into medical school and shared that with them. But I want to share this one story so that you can understand what third and fourth year will be like for them, because you know, first and second year you get it. They're going to school and they're studying, taking tests, but third and fourth year is a little different. So a few months ago, there was a group that came through, and they would go into a patient's room. The attending physician would talk to the patient, and the attending physician would say, okay, well, we need to get a CT, we need to get these labs, you need to get this, you got that? And the senior resident said, yes, sir, I got that. And he turns and looks at the intern and says, hey, we need to get a CT, we need to get the labs. And you got that? And the intern says, yeah, I got that. Of course, they turn and look at the medical student who's got their notebook and they're writing, and he says, you need to make sure you order the CT scan, get the labs. You got that? Got it. They go into the next room, same thing. They check the patient, and he says, well, we need to get an MRI scan. Somebody needs to come back and do a rectal exam, make sure that there's no bleeding. You need to call these consultants. Have you got that? The senior resident said, yes, sir, we got that. And he immediately turns to the intern and says, you got the MRI? Are you going to come back and do the rectal exam? Yeah, I got that. Of course, the intern turns to the student, says the same thing, and the student's like, yeah, I got it. I'll come back. I got it. So they're finishing up rounds, and they're getting on the last patient, and they finished up, and the patient had just had a big heart attack, gotten fixed, was about ready to go home. And as they were about to leave, the patient says, Doc, I got one more question for you. And he says, sure, what is it? And he said, when is it okay for me to resume sexual activity? Well, the attending said, that's a good question. you just had a pretty significant heart attack, so it's important to remember that even though that is a pleasurable activity, it's probably 75% work and 25% pleasure, so you're going to have to take it easy. And so he looked at his senior resident and said, wouldn't you concur? The senior looked up at his older attending and kind of smirked a little bit and said, well, I would say it's probably more 50% pleasure and 50% work. And he looked at his intern and said, well, what do you think? And the intern said, well, I don't know about you guys, but I would say it's probably more 75% pleasure and 25% work. And without hesitation, the medical student said, it's 100% pleasure. So the attending turned and looked at him and said, why do you say that? And the student said, because if there was any work involved, you'd make me do it. Class of 2029, best of luck. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Takubo, for those inspiring words. And thank you for your ongoing service to the state of West Virginia. You are truly an honored alumnus. Let's give him another round of applause. Now I would like to invite the President and Vice President of the Student Government Association, Student Doctors Bryn Haubacher and Andreas Jordan, to the stage to read the student names, and we will begin the coding.
Summer Adami, coded by Ryan Newell, D.O. Noor Adine Albatina, coded by Jihad Albatina, M.D. Claudia Albert, coded by Ryan Newell, D.O. Jacob Allen, coded by Ryan Newell, D.O. Trenton Amundsen, coded by Ryan Newell, D.O. Lauren Anderson, coded by Ryan Newell, D.O. Parker Anderson, coded by Amber McDonald, Ph.D. Kevin Arguelles Dominguez, coded by Ryan Newell, D.O. Nor Arizaletta Kadim, coded by Mark Yost, D.O. Jesse Attia, coded by Professor Karen Wines. Abdul Awan, coded by Mark Yost, D.O. Michaela Ball, coded by Michael Antolini, D.O. Catherine Beasley, coded by Mark Yost, D.O. Ishan Bhatia, coded by Sanjay Bhatia, M.D. Claire Bishop, coded by Scott Rainey, D.O. Logan Boggs, coded by Philip Legg, D.O. Garrett Bornstead II, coded by Rye Bornstead, D.O. Jennifer Borrego, coded by Mark Yost, D.O. Alexandria Bassetti, coded by Mark Yost, D.O. Hannah Boshnag, coded by Cassandra Diggs, D.O. Marlena Bozick, coded by Cassandra Diggs, DO. Juanita Brand, coded by Alexandria Arvon, MD. Alexandra Brim, coded by Cassandra Diggs, DO. David Brooks, coded by Cassandra Diggs, DO. Luke Brovey, coded by Kelsey Full, DO. Clara Burrell, coded by Cassandra Diggs, DO. Brandon Kane, coded by Cassandra Diggs, DO. Brody Kane, coded by Sichinachi Asano, PhD. Malaika Chahadri, coded by Sunichi Asano, PhD. Caitlin Cockram, coded by Sunichi Asano, PhD. Lucas Conrads, coded by Davina Poneth, PhD. Ian Cook, coded by Davina Poneth, PhD. Jonathan Cooper, coded by Professor Karen Wines. Jack Copenhaver, coded by Davina Pona, PhD. Grace Craze, coded by Sean Craze, DO. Taiwo Dairo, coded by Jose Prudencio, MD. Luke DeSena, coded by Eric DeSena, MD. Natalie Dietering, coded by Gail Swarm, DO. Nina Dorenzo, coded by Umberto Dorenzo, MD. Christopher DeRocher, coded by Gail Swarm, DO. Carolyn DeSena, coded by Gail Swarm, DO. Kyle Doe, coded by Gail Swarm, DO. Carson Doan, coded by Gretchen Levitt, PhD. Natish Dundagala, coded by Gretchen Levitt, PhD. Connor Dunlop, coded by Michael Dunlop, PhD. MD. Isabella Edwards, coded by Robert Edwards III, MD. Madeline Edwards, coded by Gretchen Levitt, PhD. Colby Eilerman, coded by Gretchen Levitt, PhD. Olivia Irby, coded by Rachel Johnson, DO. Hadley Faith, coded by Rachel Johnson, DO. Mohammed Faqih, coded by Rachel Johnson, DO. Daniel Falah, coded by Rachel Johnson, DO. Cameron Farouk, coded by Taya Paracha, MD. Sydney Fazell, coded by Paul Conley, DO. Nicholas Frankevich, coded by Andy Tanner, DO. Jarrett Geston, coded by Andy Tanner, DO. Nicole Gerbanko, coded by Andy Tanner, DO. Shri Gurapati, coded by Andy Tanner, DO. Jonathan Gracken, coded by Andy Tanner, DO. Axel Grader, coded by Lisa Trent Newell, DO. Reagan Gray, coded by Lisa Trent Newell, DO. Ethan Hahn, coded by Lisa Trent Newell, DO. Olivia Hale, coded by Lisa Trent Newell, DO. Sierra Hall, coded by Lisa Trent Newell, DO. Samantha Handmaker, coded by Vin Nguyen, DO. Rahat Hawk, coded by Vin Nguyen, DO. Jack Hartley, coded by Vin Nguyen, D.O. Kyle Hawthorne, coded by Brian Hawthorne, M.D. Noel Hanine, coded by Vin Nguyen, D.O. Jared Hildreth, coded by Vin Nguyen, D.O. Caitlin Hookema, coded by Vin Nguyen, D.O. Caroline Hom, coded by Christopher Kennedy, D.O. Petra Hanani, coded by Hassan Hanani, M.D. Marissa Hooks, coded by Christopher Kennedy, D.O. Gibson Huff, coded by Rye Bornstead, D.O. Arfa Iftikhar, coded by Christopher Kennedy, D.O. Ifema Iloka, coded by Patience Nwafor, M.D. Lauren Imler, coded by Amber McDonald, Ph.D. Maheen Joffrey, coded by Professor Karen Wines. Millen Jane, coded by Ami Jane, M.D. Annie Jensen, coded by Christopher Kennedy, DO. Alex Job Said, coded by Antonio Jose Gonzalez Said, MD. Jay Coughley, coded by Christopher Kennedy, DO. Anastasia Kalanovich, coded by Ivana Dilag, MD. Angelique Hall, coded by Abigail Frank, DO. Tristan Kent, coded by Abigail Frank, DO. Faith Ketron, coded by Abigail Frank, DO. Arij Khan, coded by Abigail Frank, DO. Michael Kim, coded by Rebecca Scopa-Kelso, PhD. Bethany Knight, coded by Rebecca Scopa-Kelso, PhD. Emma Kotelnicki, coded by Rebecca Scopa-Kelso, PhD. Brian Kroll, coded by Deb Schmidt, DO. Jackson Lamb, coded by Deb Schmidt, DO. Leah Lance, coded by Deb Schmidt, DO. Audrey Lawrence, coded by Deb Schmidt, DO. Julia Ledbetter, coded by Michael Antolini, DO. William Leonard, coded by Michael Antolini, DO. Ellie Lepkowski, coded by Dina Shaper, DO. Emily Linton, coded by Lauren Miller, DO. William Liu, coded by Michael Antolini, DO. Justin Lofino, coded by Terrence May, MD. Cole Logan, coded by Timothy Beck, MD. Cameron Lowry, coded by Michael Antolini, DO.
Maggie McGuire, coded by Jennifer McGuire, MD. Ritesh Manikandan, coded by Art Rubin, DO. Ashley Marquez Villanueva, coded by Richard Sadino, MD. Madeline Martin, coded by Art Rubin, DO. Jennifer Martinez, coded by Art Rubin, DO. Miguel Mascarenes, coded by Art Rubin, DO. Macy Massengill, coded by Art Rubin, DO. Kylie McCorkle, coded by Jeremy Waters, DO. Megan McCullough, coded by Cameron Felty, DO. Jessica McGee, coded by Amber McDonald, PhD. Colin McKee, coded by Amy Rubrick, DO. Brady McKinley, coded by Amy Rubrick, DO. Aiden McLaughlin, coded by Amy Rubrick, DO. Hunter McWilliams, coded by Amy Rubrick, DO. Jesse McOlachik, coded by Peter Ward, PhD. Kyla Miller, coded by Peter Ward, PhD. Abigail Mills, coded by Peter Ward, PhD. Daniel Moulter, coded by Gregory Moulter, DO. Audrey Munson, coded by Peter Ward, PhD. Robert Migum Montenegro, coded by Robert Montenegro, MD. Wadid Morkos, coded by Sammy Morkos, MD. Riley Morgan, coded by Brandon Trail, D.O. Remington Morrison, coded by Professor Karen Wines. Ashley Moyer, coded by Roselle Walker, MD. Willow Munson, coded by Elizabeth Clark, D.O. Madhav Nair, coded by Dilip Unikrishnan, MD. Kristen Neely, coded by Elizabeth Clark, D.O. Peter Neville, coded by Elizabeth Clark, D.O. Viet Nen, coded by Man Bowie, D.O. Preston Nipper, coded by Frederick Morgan, D.O. Sydney Nixon Martinez, coded by Elizabeth Clark, D.O. Anale Nachi, coded by Martin Nachi, MD. Daniel Noon, coded by Iram Noon, MD. Azaria Niameche, coded by Philip Jones, D.O. Eric O'Block, coded by Philip Jones, D.O. Luke Osborne, coded by Jonathan Osborne, MD. Emma Padden, coded by Philip Jones, DO. Alexandra Pakamov, coded by Philip Jones, DO. Sagar Patel, coded by Samir Patel, MD. Abigail Patterson, coded by Shinichi Asano, PhD. Abigail Paul, coded by Philip Jones, DO. Caden Perkins, coded by Rebecca Scopa-Kelso, PhD. Shoaib Pervez, coded by Dina Schaefer, DO. Lauren Porter, coded by Brian Griffith, PhD. Emma Perel, coded by Glenn Kratzer, MD. Davel Prieto, coded by Brian Griffith, PhD. Gabriella Quinn, coded by Brian Griffith, PhD. Bassem Rafiq, coded by Shahid Rafiq, MD. Avantika Raman, coded by Dina Shaper, DO. Budor Rash, coded by Dina Shaper, DO. Neela Ravine, coded by Dina Shaper, DO. Kaif Ramin, coded by Kawaja Raymond and Ahmed Fahim, both MD. Brent Roach, coded by Savannah Keffer, DO. Iksha Rohatgi, coded by Savannah Keffer, DO. Abigail Ross, coded by Savannah Keffer, DO. Dojan Rue, coded by Savannah Keffer, DO. Henry Sachi, coded by Savannah Keffer, DO. Mary Salim, coded by Savannah Keffer, DO. Omar Salem, coded by Andy Namick, DO. Claire Samolowitz, coded by Andy Namick, DO. Japneet Sarai, coded by Priti Bajaj, MD. Jaden Scher, coded by Andy Namick, DO. Sylvia Sedrook, coded by Andy Namick, DO. Leanne Seidel, coded by John Huerthe, DO. Blair Schaefer, coded by Andy Namick, DO.
Let's go, Blair.
Parsa Shamsabadi, coded by Andy Namick, DO. Davin Shirma, coded by Sean Shirma, MD. Sabrina Sharma, coded by Professor Karen Wines. Irina Shevchuk, coded by Layla Stromkovsky, MD. Caleb Shrout, coded by Michael Peterson, DO. Emily Shoup, coded by Michael Peterson, DO. Sai Singh, coded by Dovina Ponith, PhD. Mukesh Sivakumaran, coded by Michael Peterson, DO. Noah Skorheim, coded by Michael Peterson, DO. Jacqueline Smith, coded by Michael Peterson, D.O. Maxwell Soja, coded by Michael Peterson, D.O. John Staples, coded by Jake Newman, Ph.D. Lindsay Stiltner, coded by Professor Karen Wines. Caitlin Stokin, coded by Jake Newman, Ph.D. Alex Stone, coded by Gregory Carrico, MD. Taylor Studi, coded by Jake Newman, Ph.D. Sharanya Swaminathan, coded by Peter Ward, Ph.D. Jonathan Sweeney Jr., coded by William Carson, MD. Trevor Takubo, coded by Tamijiro Takubo, DL. Matthew Taliani, coded by Peter Ward, Ph.D. Iris Tenney, coded by Peter Ward, Ph.D. Marin Thomas, coded by Paul Conley, D.O. Kylie Thompson, coded by Christy Bridges, Ph.D. Benjamin Timmis, coded by Paul Conley, D.O. Ethan Timms, coded by Christina McGurk, D.O. Sean Timney, coded by Paul Conley, D.O. Ilham Toki, coded by Jakob Toki and Sarah Hawker, both D.O. Kaylee Toller, coded by Billy Toller, D.O. Mark Tong, coded by Paul Conley, D.O. Noah Toparley, coded by Ahmet Toparley, MD. Jackson Tucker, coded by Brian Griffith, PhD. Yoon Monze, coded by Bob Foster, D.O. Sydney Vaca, coded by Christy Bridges, PhD. Shreyas Varathan, coded by Christy Bridges, PhD. Nicholas Vaughn, coded by Chris Wood, D.O. Jessica Walker, coded by Usha Wazalewski, DO. Hunter Walmsley, coded by Charles Burdett, DO. James Wilkes, coded by Pam DeWilde, DO. Logan Williams, coded by Chad Williams, DO. Nicholas Williams, coded by Chris Wood, DO. Sierra Wilson, coded by Chris Wood, DO. Gracie Wise, coded by Chris Wood, DO. Monica Youssef, coded by Chris Wood, DO.
The osteopathic oath of commitment will be led by Dr. Michael Peterson, Regional Assistant Dean of the South Central Region of our statewide campus.
Members of class of 2029, please rise for the osteopathic oath of commitment found in the back of your program. Please repeat after me. As I begin my studies at the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine, I commit myself to a life of learning, compassion, and service, seeking always to contribute to the human and scientific accomplishments of medicine. I will accept the responsibilities and privileges according to the position with humility, fostering the trust and respect of my teachers, colleagues, and patients. I will address ethical and moral issues openly and honestly, no matter how difficult they may be. In all my things, I will conduct myself with the utmost integrity, knowing that I will be looked to for leadership in the community. I understand that healing involves the body, mind, and spirit, and I will continually strive to become a physician who integrates all aspects of a patient's life into their care. I commit to a life of growth, to always expand my knowledge, and to strengthen my understanding of human health and behavior. Everyone, I present to you the class of 2029.
We all look forward to getting to know you and work with you over the next 4 years in medical school. Following the ceremony, family and friends are invited to tour our campus and pick up a treat in the lower level of the Student Center, this building, as you exit. The stage will be open for pictures for the next hour for families who would like to do that, and there's multiple photo spots around campus for you. This concludes our ceremony, and congratulations to the class of 2029. Start the music.
Thank you.